Hi guys, it's Losi from Losi and welcome to All Things Events, where you learn all the tips and tricks on how to be in an events industry. Finally, I am back with a new video and I'm sure you saw by the title, it is a Q&A where I'll be answering all the questions that you guys asked me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're wondering why I'm going to be looking down on this video, just know that I have written down all the questions, I made it into a PDF and I sent them onto my phone. So I'll be just reading the questions, looking on my phone, and then obviously give you an answer on that. So yeah, let's just not waste any time. Have you ever worked for someone else? I have worked for a number of people. I think I did mention that on my first video, the Get to Know Me. If you go and watch that video, I did mention where I used to work, what I used to do before I started my business. So yes, the answer is yes, I have worked for somebody else. Second question is, what made you decide it was better to own your business than having a job? That's a good question. So it was not a matter of me thinking that it's better. It was more of me following my passion. I think by the time that I started my business for the third time, I tried working for people, and even with the people that I was working for, the last job that I had had nothing to do with events. So I just wanted to go back into the industry. So I think if there was still an opportunity, or there was a company that I knew at the time that was hiring in events, then definitely I'll probably be working for that company or still looking. But other than that, it was more of a decision of me following my passion and doing what I love to do, which is events. The third question is how to operate month to month without capital injection. Okay guys, this is very difficult depending on the business that you're running. I'm in the service industry, so I don't necessarily have to buy stock or have stock or products that I need to, stock up in the store or wherever that I'm running my business in and sell to people. So what I can say is that if you have expenses like your entertainment, partying, or there's things that you normally do before you start your business, or when while you have started your business, I think you need to cut on all the costs, cut all the expenses, so that even if the business is not doing well and you don't have any money coming in, you are still surviving, or you are able to, withstand the storms. Because at the end of the day, even if you have money coming in, you also need to make sales. So if you're not making sales but you're spending money, it might not really work out for you. So you definitely need to cut off all your expenses. If you're a person that likes to groove, to party, to go for dinner dates and all of that stuff, maybe you need to cut all of that and just make sure all of that money is then used to run the business or to sustain the business. And that's basically what I did. When I started my business, I used to go out, I used to hang around with friends, and I also used to go to like seminars where I know that I'm gonna meet business people and stuff like that. But then that was not necessarily making me money, or I was not making sales. So I decided, let me cut off everything. I don't need to go anywhere unless I'm working, or I don't need to go at any event unless I'm getting paid to be there and obviously offering my services. So definitely that. And I can't actually tell you about where to get funding or where to get capital, because I still have not received it myself. The fourth question is how to scale without funding. Firstly, you need to research, or you need to just double check, or you need to seek for an advisor in terms of, is your business scalable? Because I do understand that there's some businesses that are just not scalable. With my business, it's definitely scalable. It's just a matter of time where I decide to open another branch in 3 different places or 3 different cities. Definitely, I wouldn't say I am waiting for funding for that, because trust me, it's very difficult to be an entrepreneur and in South Africa and wait for a funding, because it does not really come, or even if it comes with a lot of, you know, T's and C's and stuff like that. So, but what I can say is that double check or find out if your business is scalable. And how you do that, you can just go by Google, or you seek for business advisors or mentors. You can go to one of his seminars and just maybe pitch your business, find out if he can give you some advice and all of that stuff, so that you don't find or look for funding for a business that's not scalable. So definitely that. The fifth question is it appropriate to start outsourcing activities like bookkeeping? It is appropriate to start outsourcing, but I wouldn't say outsourcing for people to work for you, but definitely seek for an advice, especially if you're a startup. If you're a startup, I remember when I needed more financial advice, I went to the bank and I went to ask a bank financial advisor. They gave me all the advice that I needed for free. They did not charge. However, the guy was more to say, listen, I am a bank advisor, so I'm gonna basically advise you in terms of my banking, or just that, not necessarily your business, but in terms of your finances. I remember when I started, I used to send a lot of e-wallets. I don't know why I did that. So he then said, cut off all of that. Try not to send e-wallets, try not to withdraw money all the time. If you know you're gonna have to use, say, 2,000 Rand for transportation or petrol or whatever the situation might be, try and withdraw 2,000 Rand once, so that you don't have to, like, every day you go and swipe and swipe and swipe, or withdraw. Yeah. So definitely that. Go, and also just double check who's doing what, because you'll find out that your friend's cousin is an accountant and you basically need things that are related to accounting. So instead of you going to find an accountant that will sort out your books, you can start by doing things yourself and seeking advice, and obviously making sure that whatever that you're doing is according to the law or according to the business. Making sure that whatever advice that you get, you actually use it, because it makes no sense for you to seek for an advice and the next thing you are not, you know, doing anything about it. So definitely start by looking at the people around you. Double check if anyone that is closer to you, family, relatives, friends, anyone that can help you in terms of some of the activities or some of the outsourcing that you need within your business before you start paying for things. Firstly, seek for an advice, double check before you start taking out your money, especially if you are a startup business. Question number 6 is, what are the opportunities hidden in the space? So I don't necessarily know exactly which space this person is referring to, because as I mentioned, I am in the events industry. So obviously I will answer according to what I know or the space that I'm in. I can say within my industry is definitely manufacturing. I know, or I have an idea that a lot of equipment that events organizers, events planners get, they normally get them from China or China Mall or Chinatown, because isn't a lot of manufacturers that are producing the same products within our space. So definitely manufacturing of, you know, decor and all the stuff that we need as events planners, and also logistics. I would say that you should actually also check on that, because there's a lot of transportation and, you know, logistics that are, you know, quite needed, or they are quite scarce within the environment. So definitely that as well. But other than that, I think everything else is great. People are doing amazing decor, they're planning amazing events, they work with amazing suppliers. So yeah, but the two, you should definitely check that one out. Question number 7 is, how useful is networking and is it adding value, etc.? How useful is that? Well, from my experience, honestly, I did not get any value with chilling or hanging out with people that are within their business or within the space, or they're entrepreneurs. I remember when I started, I actually went to like one of these forex seminars. I went to one of their forex seminars, and when I got there, immediately when I got there, I was just like, I don't think I'll get business here. And even when I started interacting and, you know, asking questions and stuff like that, I mean, I saw that I could supply my services somewhere, but then definitely how that event was, or how that seminar was, it was definitely not as professional and as well put together the way that I wanted, or the way that I thought it was. So I was very disappointed. And then also trying to go to places where, you know, all these business people hang out and stuff. I think I've also tried that, but what I've noticed is that when you meet other business people, like the business people, not entrepreneurs, or even entrepreneurs, sometimes people don't want to talk about business. I mean, they probably at a nightclub, or they probably at a restaurant, or they probably at a chisanyama, and they're just having fun, and when you want to come and you want to discuss business, so definitely that they might not be really interested. So I think if instead of you going out to these places in hopes to meet people or to do business with people and stuff like that, I think you must just work on your business and make sure that you've got a solid foundation, and also build on the business, so that even if people are looking for you, or you happen to bump into people and they're looking for your work, when they actually see your work, they're like, you know, this person is really working into their business. So I would say definitely do that. And then I've got another section. So this person is asking how you got there, how I got to where I am. It's very simple. It's discipline. I am probably the most disciplined person that I've ever met. I try and do what I have to do regardless of how I feel, especially when I have to work. For instance, if I say I had an argument, or I had a fight with a friend, with someone, and I need to go to work, I try not to bring that in my workspace, because obviously I am working with a number of people. I need to meet clients, and most of the times I think some of the clients, they book me because of, you know, the positive energy and my smile. So I would try and get myself out of whatever feeling that I'm feeling at the time. Like if I'm sad, I'll try and listen to music and make sure that, you know, I'm preparing myself, even if it's like 2 seconds or 2 minutes of, you know, just listening to something, or telling myself things that I need to tell myself, just to keep my spirit up. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't want to hire someone or work with someone that's just sad, and then they're telling you about all of their problems, especially if you're paying so much money for this person. So definitely that discipline will take you far. And also consistency and hard work. Consistency, definitely, you need to, whatever that you started, you need to continue doing it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the next week, throughout, until you get to where you want to get. Hard work, guys, hard work pays off. I know there's a lot of people that are like, no, you don't have to work hard, you have to work smart. Hard work really pays. I'm not too sure about smart work, but I can definitely tell you that I work hard. And when I say I work hard, if I have to set up a tent, yes, I said set up a tent, because I've set up tents for a number of times. If I have to do flooring, if I have to do decor, if I have to manage people, if I have to be in the kitchen helping out the chefs, or if I have to be a project manager, making 1,000 calls a week, making sure that people do register for whatever event it is, and sending emails and codes, I am there. I will push as much as I would be tired, but I will not stop until I'm done. So definitely hard work, discipline, consistency, and those are basically the 3 that I would say you must Google check what it means and definitely apply it into your life. It will make a huge change. So those three. Another question is, what are the principles? I think exactly what I just mentioned now, those are my principles. I also have a principle of, I do not mix business with pleasure. I know there's obviously, especially if you're female, guys, when you're a female, it's very difficult. I don't want to say to get business, but to get into spaces that you want to get, because most of the times you meet people that want to take advantage of you, other females that want to take advantage of you, and also other male people that want to take advantage of you, you know. So definitely try not to mix any of those, because once you start, I don't think you'll ever stop, because easy come easy go as well. So and also when you start rejecting some of the things that are not necessarily within the business, they just pleasure in hopes to get a business, they might put your reputation in a very squeaky, messy situation. So you definitely do not want to do that. All the stuff that I also mentioned in terms of like discipline, consistency, and hard work. So those are my principles. And never mix business with pleasure. It does not work. Not that I've tried it, but it never works. How do you become friends with your staff and be able to make them listen to you when you speak? Okay. So just to also highlight, this person actually knows me. We've done an event together. It was a 3-day event in Pretoria. So the reason why she actually says this is because she actually saw me with my team laughing and smiling, but at the same time, when I had to give them orders or I had to give them tasks, they were able to execute whatever that they needed to do. So she just wants to obviously find out, how am I friends with my team and also able to make them listen to me when I talk or when I give them orders. Well, I think also with how I run my business or how I run my agency, it's more of some of the tactics, I don't know what to call them, some of the tricks that I use in order to make the company, or in order to make the business or whatever event that we're doing flow and run smoothly. So it actually goes back to when I used to work as a student. I used to work a lot with friends, and I remember the lady and the people that I used to work for, every time I work, they'd be like, oh, hey, don't you have a friend that is like you that can come and work if we have like bigger events? And I would say, yeah, I do have a friend. And then they would book me and my friend. And it was so fun. It was so nice. Imagine also working with your friend, working with your best friend, you know, even if we have to pick up something or we have to do registration or something, it's like a teamwork, and you don't have to necessarily work with the stranger. You're working with somebody that you know. Everything becomes easier and smooth, and because you guys know each other and you guys are just like, you're just in sync, so the work becomes very, you know, it becomes very smooth, and it doesn't actually even feel like work anymore, because you guys are very like in sync, you're friendly to each other, you are just, you know, laughing and smiling and also getting the work done by helping each other. I think that's the reason why I sort of create an environment where it feels like I am a friend to my team, even though we're not friends, we're only friends at work, but that's the environment that I definitely want to create and that I have created, and people can actually see it. Even clients are like, oh, you guys are so, you know, you're so in sync, you're so chilled, you're so like, you guys are so vibey, you know, it's like you're all happy and stuff. So definitely that I do create an environment where people can feel very relaxed and they are also able to work together as a team. So last question is, how you keeping the humbleness? How are you keeping the humbleness in you? How do I keep the humbleness in me? I absolutely have no idea. What I can tell you is that with some of the experiences that I had, I remember back in the days when I used to work or when I used to be in situations where I thought I could get out of them by myself, and I realized that you cannot really do anything by yourself. You can, but you can't do everything by yourself. So as much as we are in our own bodies and we are our own people, we control some of the things, we are business owners, bosses, managers, and all of that stuff, at the end of the day, you do need a team, you do need people, you do need a community to help you achieving whatever that you want to achieve. And even if you are an inventor, if you've invented something and you just like, oh, okay, before I, take it out, I need people to try this thing, or you're gonna need customers to buy whatever that you invented. You start a YouTube channel. Before you get to where you are, you're definitely gonna need people to subscribe to your channel. You're gonna need people to comment. You're gonna need like a community to help you out with whatever that you're doing. And if you are not humble, people cannot necessarily reach to you, or people cannot necessarily connect to you. So I think understanding that when I am humble, when I understand that this is a person that helps me with my business, or this is the person that I have employed, or this is the person that is running this camera, or this is a client, me acknowledging people and also understanding that they're all playing a different role in my life, and also valuing that. So that's what makes me, I guess, humble, or that is what makes me what I am right now, which is me being humble. So yeah, I think, oh, actually I've got a last question. I did not write it because it came very late. Someone actually asked me if I wasn't doing events, what else will I be doing? So if I wasn't doing events, definitely I'll be doing fashion. I studied fashion back in the days, and I used to be obsessed about Rachel Zoe. I don't know if you guys know who Rachel Zoe is, but I was super obsessed with her. I think I like the whole styling. I like the whole behind the scenes production, dressing the models, making sure everything looks proper, which is kind of an event in a way, but it's more like production, fashion week, styling, and being a designer. Definitely I'll be doing that. If not, I would probably be a dancer. I would probably be a choreographer, or a dancer, or just doing something, or a trainer actually. Yeah, so if not dancing, training, or I would be a designer. So yeah, that's what I would do if I was not doing events. And thank you so much. If you do like this content, please give a comment on the comment section down below, share this video and like it, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.